Alright folks, all but Blur, back with another review. This review is going to be on Marvel Legends Thor. Thought I'd do this review, been meaning to do it for a while, with the release of the Avengers movie, coming out soon, or Avengers Assemble if in the UK. This figure is actually from the Blob series, which with the Marvel Legends they have the build a figure. Explain a bit about that. What you find is there are 8 figures in the series. Each figure comes with its own body part to build a figure. And as you might have guessed, it's the Blob. I'll show you a bit of that on the back of the box. So let's show that right now. See Marvel Legends. Nice little picture artwork of Thor. And there's what we mean about the side. There's the ugly bastard there, the Blob. So one of 8 parts. I don't have the Blob's head to show because, well, the box pretty much shows it off. There's not much more to him. Some more nice artwork of Thor from the comics. I think some of this has been drawn specifically for the box. In the back, we see the other figures included in the series, but let's have a look at the bio first of all. If you fancy, just pause that if my hand's stable enough. You can read a little bit more about Thor if you don't know about him already, and there's some information about him. Thor, Odin's son. As I said, we've got figures in the series: the She-Hulk, upper torso, Thor's the head, Ultimate Wolverine, which I'm not too keen on his mould in this series, it's the lower torso, X-Men 3 Green Grey, which is the right arm, Yellow Jacket, the right leg, Exorn, I think that's how you pronounce his name, left leg. I've not really seen much of that guy before. Quicksilver, left arm, and Vinnie Jones himself, Juggernaut from X-Men 3, is his hand. And you make this big motherfucker once you've got all the parts. And not much more to say about the box, so let's have a look at the figure closer himself. Really chuffed with the mould of this guy. He popped off the shelf as soon as I seen him. I thought that's one cool figure of Thor. I've seen a few bad versions of this guy, but let's get a little closer look. Start off with his head sculpt. See, he's got the classic Thor look. The big beard, long hair, awesome sort of winged helmet. Looks like he's ready to go into battle. His chainmail armour with this kind of iconic discs, bulging arms to show his strength, and of course his hammer, which we'll get a bit more detail in just a few seconds. Move the strap. Go along to his other arm, and he's got this badass battle axe, which is actually double the size of him, so double the size of his torso anyway. Falling down, obviously nice design on his belt buckle, pretty bland bottoms, obviously just blue leg garments he's got on, and some pretty Norse boots. You can kind of see in the background of his cape. But as I say, the sculpt overall is pretty amazing. Let's have a little closer look around the figure and bring him in a bit. So you see, going around the back, he's got a bit more design in the leg here, so it's a bit bland in the front. He's got some kind of gold stripes around the side. Pretty cool cape, nice and big. It's got this kind of rubber move about, but yeah, it's got the ruffles there. Kind of some sort of fur at the top and his long hair. The helmet itself unfortunately doesn't come off. The cape does, which I'll take off in just a few seconds. But as you see, the figure, a very nice representation of Thor. Take his weapons out of his hand. There we go. And we'll take the cape off. Let's see what it's like. Just 2 little pegs. So you see the peg. And that's pretty cool that they actually give the option of taking this off. It does help with his articulation a little bit. So yeah, looks pretty awesome without the cape as well. Only downside, of course, is we have 2 little holes in the tops of his shoulders now. But if you stand on the shelf, you won't really see that too much. Get a close look at his weapons. So there's his battle axe. Bendy plastic, of course. Can't have any kids doing too much damage, although it is probably still could do some damage, but you're right with that. Battle marks. So this axe has quickly been used. You can see the tip of the blade has a few dings and dents. Pretty cool to give you this, but don't really associate the axe too much with Thor. I think it's just give you an extra accessory. Not complaining, the extra accessories are cool, but I don't really tend to display them too much with this itself. More importantly is this hammer, which it looks more like it's sort of, it's either battle damaged or it looks like it's made out of stone. Let's see if I can get a better zoom of this here. Yeah, I think it's more sort of stone as opposed to just damage. And this wrist strap, so it holds onto it, and as you may have seen, you can kind of swing it around. And the weapons themselves don't really sit too well in his hand. They do have a tendency to fall out, but they will display in both hands. See, I kind of like to have either hand will do. Yeah, I think really it came packaged in his left hand, but they just kind of hang a bit loose when it holds them. So, not the best. But on the articulation, I said before, the head has some movement now that the cape has came off. It's really up and down, left and right, slightly, but nothing too extreme. Got of course the long hair as well. See in the shoulder blades. Shoulders will move up and down, but this figure is very stiff. Haven't played with it too much. Elbow will bend. Let's see, we'll show here. Yeah, but it's very, very stiff. We'll actually rotate at the elbow as well, so we can get some throwing action on the go. And we'll pivot ever so slightly at the wrist. Won't do that too much though. And spins round wrist as well. Torso, some forward and back action. He does have a tendency to go forward quite a bit because he's quite back heavy with the cape. And full 360. Whee! At the waist. Legs will move up and down. Probably the downside to this figure I see is the legs. Upper arms you can get away with, but these legs are really stiff and he does have a bit of a problem standing up. See, even just without his cape on, his position of legs he will eventually stand, but I kind of have to prop him against something to stand up. As I was saying, legs will go up back and forward, like so. A bit forceful. Knees will bend, but say with fear of actually breaking them. Feet will actually go back and forward, but they kind of want to ratchet, and they do move side to side as well. So with some positioning you can get them to stand pretty well. But I think a kid playing with this, don't know if it's because mine isn't that slack, but I could potentially see these legs breaking. Arms are a lot more sturdy and a lot better to kind of pose with. Looks like he's about to go and wrestle somebody there. Let's get my wrestling partner then and see if he stands up. I bet he won't do. Typical. Oh wait. Oh no, he's gonna go. He's actually gonna stand. So, Thor versus He-Man. Battle of the Blonde Muscle Men. So as you can see, size comparison. He-Man's another one that doesn't like to stand up too well. Thor is taller than He-Man. And of course, He-Man's axe doesn't really compare to Thor's. Matching sizes isn't really good. So yeah, that's original 80s He-Man against Thor. And we'll try... Puny fleshling, you may be a god, I will still defeat you. Shockwave obviously thinks he can square up against Thor. Quite interesting to see that battle. Yeah, pretty much same size as Altnier's Shockwave. And we'll get him out of the way. And we'll give Thor his cape back again. A little bit more difficult getting it on than it is getting off. Kind of have to pull his hair back and slip that underneath. Two pegs should pretty much pop into place by themselves. Like so. And it sits quite nicely on his shoulders when it's on. And we'll give him his hammer back. Won't bother about the axe. Now you'll see here, because he's got his cape, you probably find it a lot harder to stand Oh wait, he is, but he's looking down. Look up, Thor. He's falling asleep. There we go. To the splits. Ah, screw him. Thor can stand there. Anyway, that's going to be my review of Thor. I hope you enjoy it. Definitely recommend if you can see this figure about. Unfortunately, it won't be in the shops any longer, but you should be able to get them on eBay and most other auction sites. But it's all but Blur, signing out. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for